dear ones, Judah here, we're very thankful for your presence and for your attention. Yes, yes. Your attention is a priceless gift. And by being here and giving your attention to this time and this message, you are bringing in a light into your inner being and drawing attention to your own heart and soul. You are casting a vote for yourself. You are casting a vote that says, I am important enough. Who I am, what matters to me, and who I want to be is important enough for me to be in a place like this, in a city so vast, with millions of people. And tonight there are myriads of things that you could do that would tickle your fancy, that would be fun and entertaining for you, and even give you momentary delights and pleasures. And yet you are here. And why is that? Because you're chosen in this time and season of your life to wake up and to the vastness of who you are, which expands far beyond this night, this space, far beyond your careers, your relationships, your location, far beyond that into the vast eternity of the cosmos, for you are a cosmic being. You are an internal part of all that is. You will go on after this life. However many years you might live, days, months, or years you might live, and then you will go on, continue on into expounding upon the glory of who you are. Now that might be a little much for you, we understand, but you beginning by being here, you are here, and you will experience our profound love for you. Our profound love for you. You see, there's no mistake that you could make. There's no choice that you could make or not make that would deter us in any way from our affection for you, our love for you. We take you however you come. Come as you are, come as you are. And we are here present for you and will be with you on your way, all along the way. Whether you choose to bring us and keep us into your awareness or not. And we speak tonight representing the one. You may not know this one. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. But there is a shard, a bit, a fractal of this one in you. We are careful about the words we use. Because words are never enough. Would you agree? Would you agree that words are never enough? Someone might say to you every day, I love you, but if they don't treat you well, you know the truth, don't you? So let's talk about these agreements. First of all, dear, any agreement that you have made within yourself that is against yourself in any way is a sin, and that is truly the only sin. Sin is a widely misunderstood word and concept, greatly misrepresented. To sin is to do something against yourself. This vessel, when she was a school teacher, many times the little children would say something derogatory about themselves, such as, I'm not that smart, or I don't get it, or many other things. And the teachers as well would run themselves down with their words. And she would say, oh dear, please don't talk about my friend that way, and laugh. So might you share that with others around you? When they say something to run themselves down, to put themselves down, you might say, oh, please don't talk about my friend like that. And begin to call each other into awareness about your words, for your words are spells, or they are prayers. Spells or prayers, spells or prayers. Every word is a spell or prayer. So think carefully about your words. Thoughts are powerful, words are ever more powerful. Thoughts, thoughts, thoughts. Words are the next step after a thought. And there is a huge marketplace, even like a busy Walmart on Christmas Eve. Hustle and bustle all around. This is what your mind is like. Myriads of thoughts running to and fro. But the ones that you give words to, that have the attention of your speech, become even more powerful and more firmly created. Some of you, even as this vessel was sharing, you were thinking about words that your parents said to you, or your lovers, or maybe words that you've said. Parents, we want to speak to you for a moment. Be very careful about what you say to your children. And if you realize that you've planted a wicked seed in their heart through a word that you've said, please, please, please have the humility to tell them how sorry you are and do your very best to pluck out that seed lest it take root. Now, right now, we're going to use our authority, and we're just going to say, right now, we just begin, right now, to sweep through this room and break the power of lies. Lies, and deeply held subconscious beliefs in your spirit, even ones you've agreed to, even as a very young child. We begin to uproot those now. Let any emotion that surfaces come. Welcome it with open arms, knowing it is a sign of your freedom. A sign of your freedom. Let those old historical emotions come to go. They come to go. Don't hold them back anymore. And we begin to speak freedom and peace to you. Now, as these agreements come up, you have the authority within you in your higher self to say, I break agreement with that. I break agreement with that. That's a lie. I won't believe it. You see, the ego is built around constructs of fear. And there's lots of talk about ego in spiritual circles, and it sounds like, oh, you know, like some of those highly prominent figures in your culture. And you might think of them when you think of ego. You might think of pride or arrogance or narcissism and so on. But there's a lot more to it than that, you see. It is the fearful, childlike parts that need your love and comfort. So begin to be a loving parent for yourself. For yourself. Stop looking to your mother and father or other mothers and father figures to heal you up. Now, this mother and father figure sitting here, they have a lot of healing love to give you that can, yes, transform a lot. But if you are not in the room with them and you do not have access to a new experience from another mother and another father, then look inside yourself, for your soul is wise, ancient, and knowing, and all loving and forgiving. And your soul can be a loving parent to the fractured and hurting parts within you. If a child was hurting or frightened or upset, you wouldn't shush them, you would comfort them. So why wouldn't you treat yourself the same way? Why? Why not? Why not be compassionate? Why not love yourself? Why not care about yourself? Be more patient with yourselves, my dear, when you have fearful parts. Love and comfort yourself. And tell your childlike, fearful parts that it's okay. Say, it's okay, my dear. My higher self is on the scene. You see, this is where you begin to mature spiritually. Spiritual maturity and emotional maturity are directly correlated. Anyone that tells you that they are a spiritual person and has no control whatsoever of their emotions is likely deceiving themselves. You see, but emotional maturity and spiritual maturity are very uniquely tied. So feel your feelings and let your higher self comfort your parts, many, many parts inside of you, dear. There's the part that's the son, the father, the daughter, the friend, the co-worker, the entrepreneur and businessman, the server. There are many, many parts to you. Let's integrate them all. This is what high consciousness and evolving spiritually towards enlightenment means. It means integrating all of your parts, all of the parts, until the sum of the parts equals something magnificent, magnificent, and even otherworldly, and so very powerful. Please, please, we beg of you, stop giving your personal power over to people who do not love you, or care about you, or have your best interests at heart. Do not give them your personal power. For in order to move into your heart space, and to operate from your heart, you must first ignite and begin to move the energy in your sacral chakra, which is about your personal power. And as long as you're giving your personal power here over to people who do not really love you, who are unconscious, who are soul-sucking, unconscious people, as long as you are giving them your personal power, you cannot move into your heart space and live from your heart. So guard your heart with all diligence. Be a diligent soldier guarding your own heart. We're not talking about throwing up walls or being unkind, but being awake. Being awake to what is sucking your energy and what is leaving you dry and hurting, you see. And loving yourself enough to care for your own being. You see, when you love yourself, you've loved the others. And when you love the others, you love yourself. And the two are very closely intertwined. And because of the extreme cultural conditioning in the culture, and all the constant reinforcement of dysfunction and codependency, you may get the two confused. It is hard to understand what love is. So until that time, until you are overcome with love in every part, every cell of your being at all times on a very consistent basis, until that time, move towards what is loving for the self. Yes. Now, let's break these agreements. I'm going to ask you right now to pull the most primary one that's come into your mind at this time. Pull it up and hold it right here on your heart. And we're going to begin breaking the power of these agreements. You see, fear is always built on a lie. And if you expose the lie to the light of truth, then the fear will die. So listen carefully before we break this agreement. Understand that when you feel afraid, it is because you're believing a lie. So you may call out to us. You may say, Judah, what is the lie I'm believing right now that is making me afraid? What is the lie? And once you sense that lie spoken in your intuition and you know what it is, then tell yourself the truth. Tell yourself the truth. The lie that you are alone is not true, my dear. You are, oh, yes. When this vessel was so very alone during COVID, so very alone. And yet she was not alone. There was an entourage of holy angels assembling all about her for this beautiful party, which you are now enjoying. And she was not alone in any way, shape, or form. So see, the lie was that she was alone, and she needed to break that agreement in order to fully experience the joy of our presence, our company, and our friendship. What is your lie, my dear? And stop repeating this lie to yourself and tell yourself the truth. And so now we just reach in and we snap that agreement into as easily as snapping a twig. And now may you be healed in all realms of time and space, and may you know the truth. All parts of you in all realms of time and space, past, present, parallel, and future versions of you know the truth, that here is the truth. You can't make a mistake. You are on the right path, because it is a pathless path, my dear. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, because you are there and because you are doing it, it has become your path. And it is the right path for you. And no one shall tell you differently. And there's nothing that you can do, nothing you have ever done in this life or another that will disqualify you from the love of God and from your spiritual inheritance, which is authority and true authentic power of the soul in every realm. And anything this vessel can do, you can do better. She sings this song many times out into the air as a prayer for you all. Anything I can do, you can do better. You see? Good. Well done.